High in the hills, an ancient secret waited, untouched for years. Those who sought to uncover it disappeared without a trace. If you're brave enough, stay close. The truth is darker than you can imagine. In 1836, on the rocky slopes of Arthur's Seat in Edinburgh, three boys were out exploring. It was an ordinary day, and their goal was simple: to look for rabbit holes. But what they stumbled upon would become one of Scotland's strangest and most unsettling mysteries. As the boys wandered through the rugged terrain of Holyrood Park, one of them noticed something unusual: a small, stone-covered opening in the side of the hill. It wasn't large, just about a foot wide and a foot deep, but inside, hidden behind carefully placed slate stones, they discovered something that would puzzle historians and researchers for centuries to come. Inside the crevice were tiny coffins, 17 of them. Each wooden coffin was hand-carved and held a small, clothed doll. The dolls were all different, but they shared some strange features: blank expressions, hand-stitched clothing, and blackened feet that looked like boots. They appeared to be resting, each one carefully placed inside its box, like miniature burials. The children didn't realize what they had found. To them, they were just odd little toys. They reportedly threw the dolls at one another, breaking several of them. By the time adults arrived, only 8 of the original 17 coffins remained intact. The rest were destroyed or lost forever. As word spread, so did speculation. Who made these tiny coffins? Why were they hidden here on Arthur's Seat? And why exactly 17? It didn't take long for people to make a chilling connection. Just a few years earlier, Edinburgh had been shaken by the crimes of 2 men, William Burke and William Hare. In the late 1820s, they were responsible for the deaths of 17 people. At the time, medical schools were in desperate need of cadavers for dissection, but the law only allowed the use of executed criminals. That supply was running low. So Burke and Hare saw an opportunity. When a tenant at Hare's boarding house died of natural causes, they sold his body to Dr. Robert Knox, a respected anatomy teacher at Edinburgh University. Knox paid them £7, which was a lot of money in those days. Burke and Hare realized they could make a profit by supplying more bodies. But they didn't wait for people to die naturally. Instead, they lured victims, often the poor or vulnerable, and killed them, usually by suffocation. That method left minimal marks on the bodies, which helped them fetch higher prices when sold to medical schools. Over the course of about a year, they murdered 16 people in addition to the original tenant, making 17 victims in total. Eventually, the authorities caught on. Hare turned on Burke, agreeing to testify in exchange for his own freedom. Burke was hanged in 1829. In a twist of poetic justice, his body was publicly dissected, and his skeleton was preserved. You can still see it on display today. Now back to the dolls. 17 coffins, 17 dolls, 17 victims. The connection seemed more than coincidence. People began calling them the Burke and Hare murder dolls, but no one knew who had made them or why. Were they a secret memorial for the victims? Was someone trying to remember the lives that were taken? Or was it a confession of guilt? Someone connected to the crimes quietly honoring the dead? The coffins themselves added to the mystery. They were carved from Scots pine, a wood native to the area. The lids were simple, made from flat wooden pieces placed on top. Analysis confirmed that the dolls and coffins dated to roughly the early 1800s, consistent with the time of the Burke and Hare murders. The dolls showed signs of being handled and altered. Some details suggested they had originally been made for a different purpose and then transformed into memorials. Yet, despite all the research, no one ever came forward with an explanation. No witness accounts from the children who found them survived. No one ever admitted to creating the dolls, and nothing quite like them has ever been found since. The idea that the dolls were linked to Burke and Hare remains the most widely accepted theory, but not everyone agrees. Some believe the whole thing was a hoax. Others think it might have been part of a local folk ritual, or even a child's long-forgotten game. Skeptics question why the boys who found the dolls didn't return to the site to retrieve the damaged ones, especially after they realized how much attention the discovery had gained. If the dolls were so special, why let them disappear? To this day, the remaining 8 coffins are preserved at the National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh. Visitors from all over the world come to see them. tiny wooden boxes holding fragile, silent figures. They sit behind glass now, untouched, but still surrounded by questions. Who made them? Why 17? Why hide them in a remote hillside crevice? And if they were truly a secret tribute to the victims of Burke and Hare, who placed them there? Was it someone close to the killers? A member of the public haunted by the crimes? Or perhaps someone who knew things the rest of the world never did? As you stand in front of the display case in the museum, the mystery lingers. The dolls don't speak, but their presence is powerful. Strange little reminders of a darker time in Edinburgh's history. Arthur's Seat, where the discovery was made, still towers over the city today. It's a popular hiking spot with panoramic views and wild beauty, but hidden within its ancient stones is a memory few can explain. 17 tiny coffins, 17 silent figures, a secret buried in wood and rock, and a story that refuses to be forgotten. Thank you for joining us as we explored the haunting mystery of the Burke and Hare murder dolls. If you enjoy uncovering forgotten stories and eerie tales from history, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Who do you think made the dolls? Do you believe they were a memorial or something more? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious and keep an eye on the shadows of the past.